Good evening and welcome to the Action News 5 Digital Desk Nightside. I'm meteorologist Ron Childers alongside my sidekick, Lydian Coombs.
Hi, how are you?
I haven't seen you in forever on the digital desk.
I know, it's been a minute, hasn't it?
Kind of busy in the newsroom?
Yeah, just a little bit. You know, this is kind of just one of those projects that is dependent on, having the time to do it. And so.
And for those of you who don't know, Lydian is one of our digital content producers, and basically she is covering everything on our website, our social media platforms. That includes Facebook, all the YouTube, everywhere we are. Lydian, her team, everybody basically taking care of that digital desk. And so this is kind of a little fun opportunity for us to interact with you live. And in order to do it, I need her.
And I don't know anything about weather, so I need him for that aspect.
Well, it's a great combo, and I tell you what, Lydian's put together some wonderful stories for us to talk about tonight. I see the JT over there. You're going to be talking about that in a minute. Shall we get to the weather first? What do you think? Let's do it.
Let's touch on the weather.
I want to show you this sunset. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? This is a live view from our Best Care Home Services camera here in Midtown. The camera is atop a 200-foot tower out back right here in the parking lot at 1960 Union. That we're looking towards downtown Memphis. It's been mostly cloudy to overcast throughout much of the day today. But you know what? Not so bad, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad at all.
No, and the clouds helped to keep the temperature down just a bit. So it was really, really pretty good day. So a first alert, despite the clouds, to a drier pattern. So we had clouds, but no rain today. That was good news. We did enjoy below average temperatures, those clouds contributing to that. And it was just a tad humid today. As we take a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature trend, however, that's going to start going up. And as a matter of fact, much of the nation, including the Mid-South, is going to be above average temperature-wise over the next 6 to 10 days as a big ridge of high pressure sets up over the eastern seaboard for us. We'll see another one back to the west, and that's going to keep the Rocky Mountain area, New Mexico, Colorado, that's going to keep them hot. Big fires back in New Mexico as well, devastating fires. The dry weather, the heat contributing to that. But here in the Mid-South, for us, it's going to be more of a typical summertime pattern, I do believe, and we're just going to jump into it early this year. The average is 90 this time of year. The low temperature, 71. We've enjoyed a couple of days so far this week of below average temperatures, but we got a little taste of it last week. Well, we're going to get a big heaping dose of it in the coming days. We're going to talk more about that, but tropics are also heating up. As a matter of fact, we're tracking Tropical Storm Alberto. It is in the Gulf of Mexico, the western Gulf of Mexico. This storm, 40-mile-an-hour winds. It's really a wind and heavy rainmaker, but it's going to impact and make landfall right around Tampico, Mexico, and then it will likely just kind of die out right over San Luis Potosi, Mexico. By the way, that's where my grandfather was from.
Oh, wow.
San Luis Potosi in Mexico. But a tropical storm comes on shore as a tropical storm. It's not going to reach hurricane strength. Good news there. But I tell you what, it's going to bring a lot of rain to that area. And it's going to bring a tremendous amount of rain from Brownsville all the way up to Houston. So the coastal regions of Texas are under the threat for flooding. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a moment. But believe it or not, the clouds here in the Mid-South from that tropical storm down in the Gulf. Yeah, all that moisture just kind of kicking up, moving inland, and then the northerly winds driving that right into the Mid-South. Now, we've got a couple of areas we're keeping a close eye on. As a matter of fact, there are tornado watches right now that are in effect for a good portion of the Texas coast from Brownsville just to the south and west of Houston. And then we've got severe thunderstorm watches back in New Mexico. Good news there because they need the rain to help with the fires they've been dealing with in that area. So hopefully this will be a benefit to folks in that part of the country. In the meantime, despite the clouds, no rain here in the Mid-South. It is dry tonight. Looks like there's a couple of sprinkles around Little Rock. We're actually hitting some moisture at the upper levels of the radar beam itself. The farther the beam goes out from the radar site, the higher in the atmosphere it goes. So it is hitting a little rain. That's at about 4,000 feet in Little Rock, Arkansas, but much of that not even reaching the surface. Maybe a couple of sprinkles there. That's about it. The almanac today, we hit 88 for a high. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Because the heat is coming. We're going to go from below average to above average just in the next 24 hours. We'll see temperatures climbing in the lower 90s, so above average tomorrow. The morning low, by the way, that was 4 degrees above average, and that was due to the cloud cover we had. Those clouds act as a bit of a blanket, kind of trapping the warmth the Earth radiates into the atmosphere, keeps it a little closer to the surface. As a result, we don't cool as rapidly, so we only fell to 75 for a low this morning. We take a look at the 7-day temperature trend. Lydian, check this out. Average is 90. All right, we're going to hit 92 tomorrow, and then mid-90s come in here on Friday, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Oh, it's going to be hot. And then the humidity is going to start to ramp up. Now, it really won't kick in, I think, until we get to Sunday and the beginning of next week. So, yeah, it's going to be a little humid. Like today, we had a temperature of 86. This afternoon, I think it was around 6. It felt like 88. All right, so 92 tomorrow. It's going to feel like maybe 95, 96. But it's Friday. It's going to start to feel closer to 100. And then after that, we're going to see those feels like temperatures or those heat index values go from around 101 Friday and Saturday to 103 on Sunday. Monday likely will feel like it's about 106 degrees.
No.
So yeah, the heat index is back and shows no sign of
Make it go away, Ron.
Oh, I wish I could, but it is summer, and by the way, that officially begins tomorrow at 3:51.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll talk more on that in a moment. In the meantime, rainfall. Look at this precipitation trend. After Monday, that was really our best shot for rain in the coming days. We've got a slight chance that will come into play for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I've got a 10% chance on Sunday just because it's going to be humid. There is going to be, with the daytime heating, I can't rule out a shower popping up somewhere, but I think 90% of there's a 90% probability we won't see a drop of rain. So, and then Monday, Tuesday, an 80% probability that we won't then. So, anyway, get the app. I always say that. Get the Action News 5 First Alert Weather app. Put it on your smartphone, your tablet, what have you. It is free. It's for Apple and Android products. You'll be able to keep up with the temperatures. And look, we're going to be close to heat advisory criteria. So should any heat advisories get issued, you'll get a first alert right there on your smartphone or your tablet. And it is free. You'll find it in your app store, so go check it out there right now. By the way, if you have questions about the weather, I still got a couple of things I want to show you, anything you want to know. If you're watching on Facebook, you can just enter it in the comments. Now, we're also broadcasting live this evening on the Action News 5 app on Amazon Fire, on Roku, and on Apple TV. So if you have one of those 3 streaming devices, be sure to download the Action News 5 app if you don't have it already, because you can watch our newscasts, a whole host of other great Action News 5 content is right there. And then the Digital Desk Night Side with me and Lydian, it's on there as well. So that's where we're broadcasting. And are we on YouTube tonight too?
We are. We
okay,
are on
so
YouTube.
we're everywhere. So all over the place. But the only place you can ask questions on Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook there on the Action News 5 page, drop it in. Lydian's going to let me know if we got any good questions coming. Let me get back to what's going on because, again, a lovely night. This is another view from our Best Care camera in downtown Memphis. I just love that. Where are the lights of the bridge? Oops. Did somebody not turn the switch on? Well, normally the bridge is lit up.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
There are no
Maybe
lights.
it's not dark enough.
Wait. Well, that could be it. Maybe that is it. It could have a light sensor on it. I don't know. Let's talk about overnight lows tonight because some areas going to fall in the 60s. As a matter of fact, we're looking at about 67 to 69 for much of West Tennessee. Skies will become partly cloudy tonight. Northern Mississippi, upper 60s to near 70 for you. Right around 68 in Corinth, Ashland, and Ripley, a little closer to 70, 71 in Clarksdale. Eastern Arkansas is going to find overnight lows tonight right around that 69 to 70 degree mark. So a pretty homogeneous air mass, as we call that, simply because temperatures are within just a couple of degrees of each other, no matter where you are in the Mid-South. Although Memphis slightly warmer, 73 our low tonight. Futurecast, though, gives you a great view of what we're expecting. Those clouds are going to start breaking up nicely as we see a little drier air filtering in from the east. By 8 o'clock in the morning, I think we're going to start the day with a partly cloudy sky. Should be in the mid-range of the 70s to get us going. You're going to have a great drive in the morning. The humidity won't be so bad. It will get a little warmer in the afternoon, slightly muggier, but the early morning hours, I think it's going to feel really nice no matter where you are in the Mid-South. Then, as we get on into the afternoon, right around 1:30, 2 o'clock, that's when we're going to start inching up. Yep, a little closer to 90 in many areas. Should be in the upper 80s in Memphis. And then by 7 in the evening, still right around the mid to upper 80s. There could be a few clouds. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow, there's a possibility that you may have an hour or two of overcast. That's just with the clouds that will be moving through the area. But there's still going to be an ample amount of sunshine, still going to be dry, and if it does get a little cloudy where you are for a minute, don't worry, it's not going to rain. You're going to be in good shape there. So the air at the surface, just not dry enough or not enough moisture at the surface to support any precipitation, and really not enough moisture coming in to support anything other than maybe some brief cloud cover. Then we go from 7 to about 11, 11:30 tomorrow night. It should be partly cloudy, and I think we're looking at dry conditions. So what about high temperatures? Well, look at this, 91 to 92 for much of West Tennessee. Dyersburg, the cool spot at 90 tomorrow. It's going to be a partly cloudy day on average. Northern Mississippi, right around 91, 92 for you as well. These temperatures within seasonable limits, as we call it, because again, the average is 90 for this time of the year, this date. So right around 90 to 91 for Eastern Arkansas. Overall, not a bad day, just kind of a typical summer day. So 7 o'clock should be 74. 8 o'clock, it will be, or at noon, 87. And then we'll hit 90 at 3 and 5. And we're going to still be hovering right around 87 at 7 p.m. Partly cloudy throughout. And we'll have an east wind generally throughout the day. By the way, the summer solstice, 3:51 p.m. tomorrow. So if you want to dance around in your backyard or wherever to ring in the summer solstice, that's when we start to see more hours of the day, the angle of the sun, the whole 9 yards. Summer, that's it, all right? So let's talk about what's in store. Again, partly cloudy, 92, southeast wind on average tomorrow. Now, I want to jump ahead and check out the weekend because we're going to hit 96 Saturday. It's going to be a mostly sunny day. It's going to be a bit humid, so that 96 is going to feel about like 100, 101, 102. It's Sunday. That's when I think it's going to be hot and steamy. And we'll go from mostly sunny to partly cloudy. You get a little more moisture in the atmosphere, making it a little muggier. We get into the afternoon hours. We see a few clouds. Those could build up to a stray shower or maybe even a brief downpour or thunderstorm, but notice the chance on that, only 10%. So it's not until we get into the beginning of next week that's when we're going to see our better chance for rain. In the meantime, I leave you with that. An absolutely lovely shot. That's Union Avenue there on the left side of your screen. Downtown Memphis as we look from Midtown. So there you have it. What do you got for us in the news stories? Because it has been a really, really busy news cycle overall.
That it has, and I haven't been here, or we haven't done this in a minute, so we have plenty of content at our disposal. But I really wanted to show this video, which he doesn't know what videos I'm about to show.
I don't. By the way, if you want to, if people want to find these, are they on our website or wherever? After we show them here?
Yes, these will be on our social media. But remember earlier today, you asked me to look up some video because some unusual weather is happening in Montana. So while we're talking about how hot it is here,
check this out.
This is what's going on in Montana.
Is that not something?
This was this week.
Yeah.
Here, let me
do it
put
again.
It on replay. But yeah, there's snow.
So there is just incredible heat in the northeastern U.S., and they're really not used to dealing with heat this early in the season. But while that part of the country is heating up, there's a big high pressure system coming in out of Canada, and it's really warming things up for the northeast. But on the backside of that high, it's driving cold air into eastern Montana and western North Dakota. And look at this, in the higher elevations, they got snow.
Snow in June. That is wild. Meanwhile,
I'll take the heat.
over here.
I will. I'll take the heat. Oh, so done with the cold, the snow. Too. Yeah, but that was lovely looking. Where was that? It was in Montana. Did we have the city?
So this first video, this is in Darby.
Okay.
And this one is in Bozeman.
All right, and Bozeman is...
Both in Montana, but I'm not sure which county.
I think Bozeman is the capital of Montana. If I do remember 8th grade correctly, I should know that, right? But yeah, Montana. Oh, they can have the snow. But yeah, it was cold even into western parts of North Dakota and northwestern South Dakota. We have 2 Dakotas. That's something else.
Yeah.
We had a discussion on that earlier. Why are there 2 Dakotas? I'm not even going to go into that here. What else you got for us?
Well, we've got quite a bit of stories, both nationally and locally. So I kind of want to touch first on our boy Justin Timberlake, because he was born in Memphis and grew up in Millington, as many of us know. He ran into some trouble this week.
You think?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Alleged trouble. So he
was
pulled
if you saw
over.
the picture, he was in trouble.
Yeah. Here's his mug.
Uh-huh.
But yes, he was charged early Tuesday with drunken driving in a village in New York. After police said he ran a stop sign and then veered out of his lane in the posh seaside summer retreat.
Ooh.
So, yes.
And is it true? I read somewhere that the police officer who arrested him didn't even know who he was.
Did you overhear me talking to Jacob about that
No,
earlier?
I did not. I actually saw that somewhere. Is it true?
I saw that on TikTok. I'm not sure. I could not find anything on that in this AP article, but I heard, this is not confirmed, that a 22-year-old officer pulled him over and didn't know who he was. I'm not sure, but it would be pretty wild if that's true.
That's a true. Well, I mean, what? He's mid-30s.
He's
close to 40. Is he 43 already?
He's 43. Yes.
Age is coming for all of us.
Yes.
And you're never ready for it. Wow. So yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, he told the officer who pulled him over. We don't know, if he knew him or not, but he told the officer he had 1 martini and was following some friends home. But
Those
yes,
are not
he did
1
not pass
martini
the sobriety tests, and he was subsequently arrested and charged. So.
Well, hopefully he can take care of it, put it behind him. I know he's got a world tour he's working on as well, and bad things happen to good people sometimes. So hopefully a lesson learned there. A lesson, and for everybody, that is a lesson learned for everybody. If you're going to have something to drink, make sure you've got a designated driver. Always, always.
Doesn't matter who you are.
Celebrity or not. Yeah. All right.
But yes.
We got to move on. I know he wants us to move on too.
Well, if you were driving in the Memphis area, he also probably wouldn't have gotten too far, because we have more state troopers.
Oh, what?
And this story has been doing very well. A lot of people are happy about this, because driving on the interstate can be scary, especially as of recent.
It's not can be, it is.
Yes.
And look, I drive, sometimes I will push the speed limit. Depending
Are you
on
a roadster ruler?
I'm glad we're going to have more folks on the street to keep
Yes.
us all in check when it comes to the speed limit. So 50 more state troopers, that's a lot.
Yes, and local leaders have been crying out about wanting more THP, a higher THP presence in the Memphis district for some time now, going back years. But yes, they just recently had a graduation class, and from, I believe it was last year, we had 6 troopers total in this district. Now we're around 50. So,
Wow,
so
that's something else.
That's a big jump, and a lot of people are happy to see that.
I stick now primarily to the city streets, just
Same.
to the streets
Same.
themselves, and I adhere the speed limit and all the rules there. But sometimes you're on the highway and you're just keeping with the flow of traffic, which sometimes that flow of traffic can be like 70 or 65, 70, even faster for some. So, yeah, good to have them here. Welcome,
Yeah.
state troopers.
Yes, and congratulations on their graduation.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Speaking of the interstate, another top story that's been doing very well for us. This is a reminder to all those in the area that come this Sunday, the I-55 bridge over the Mississippi River will be reopening.
So they're finished.
They're not finished.
Okay.
But drivers will be able to pass through. There is a new traffic pattern in place, and we have a handy-dandy map, courtesy of TDOT, on our website.
Yeah, that's.
And we also lay it out, the new traffic pattern. So there's going to be a couple changes if you frequent that route on I-55, crossing over from West Memphis to here or back. There's just a couple different things you need to be aware of. Looking ahead for this weekend.
I love going to the Ornamental Metal Museum, which is downtown right there off the Riverside Drive. And I think that's the most beautiful point of the Mississippi River as well. I can't tell you how many times I've gone down there and not made the turn at the right time, and boom,
Yeah,
I'm going to Arkansas.
That's happened to me too.
Once you go, you're not going to get off for a minute.
Yeah, you miss your turn
there.
anyway.
So,
Whoopsie, you're in another state.
Going to Arkansas. So, anyway, so good. And so that map is there. So if you frequent that, if that is one of your routes, check it out.
Yeah.
Check out that new way to get around there. And it'll be kind of nice to drive over the. Did they pave it? What did they do?
They're doing a lot. So they're working on the Crump Interchange project right now, and they is TDOT.
Oh, very cool.
And so this has been an ongoing project. They're basically doing a new flyover, and the flyover will be open by Sunday, and you'll be able to use at least some of the lanes.
Nice.
But construction isn't completely finished, but lanes are opening.
But question, and I don't know if you know the answer to this, but is the Riverwalk still open too? I mean, that's on that's attached to the railroad bridge.
Right.
So they're doing the construction on the bridge for drivers. There's a railroad bridge that has the river crossing there as well, and you can walk across the river from downtown into Arkansas.
Great Big River crossing.
Yeah, yeah.
I have not seen anything where that is affected.
Okay. That's just a question I had, and I haven't been down there since they started the construction, so I wasn't sure.
Me neither. So
maybe we should go check it out.
Yeah, maybe we should. But yes, I didn't know if we wanted to talk about the upcoming stories tonight.
Do it. Let's do it. Because Bria Bolden's working on a story tonight that is, it's a story that's been long in the making. There was, unfortunately, a hit and run fatality, and two people lost their lives. And the individual left the scene. This individual was captured in Colorado, in the state of Colorado, just captured. So she's going to bring us, it's a heartbreaking story, and Bria was giving us the details on it just moments ago, and I'm going to let her tell the story tonight on Action News 5 at 10, but you really need to tune in for that. That's That's one of our big stories of the day. Plus the Olympic trials going on. I just heard everybody screaming in the newsroom.
Yeah,
Gabby Rose
is up right now.
She is just killing it right now.
Yes.
Here she is, 46 years old. And listen, Doc Holliday said it today on Action News 5 at 6. Age ain't nothing but a number, and she is out there and winning her heats and just doing a great job. So we are cheering for Gabby Rose. You may have heard it while we were doing our little discussion here, but we're going to have all the day's news, weather. We'll have more on Bria's story. I'm not sure what JP's working on tonight, but I think
she is doing a story on, so MLGW President and CEO Doug McGowan spoke with Elon Musk recently about the XAI project, and she'll have the latest on that discussion coming up at 10.
A lot of questions about that because it's going to require a lot of electricity. It's going to, and then we're talking about the Elon Musk proposal to come to Memphis, taking over the old Electrolux factory down by the Allen Steam plant. And it's going to require a lot of water. It is going to require a tremendous amount of electricity. I think we've already been reassured that they won't be using our drinking water.
No.
But what about our electricity? So anyway, hopefully she'll bring some answers on that from Doug McGowan and the folks at MLGW. But either way, we invite you to join us tonight for Action News 5 at 10. Doc Holliday, myself, Joy Redmond, and Joe Birch along for the ride. So tune in and join us. And hopefully we can do this again tomorrow night, Lydian. It's I missed you.
I know.
I've been doing it just on Facebook. I can do the Facebook aspect of it back in the studio, but it's always fun to be on the digital desk here. And you always bring a nice array of stories and just a little ray of sunshine to the Nightside Digital desk. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. By the way, before we go, any questions on our Facebook page?
Let's see what
Anybody
we have.
Want to say,
I've been monitoring, just looking at everybody's comments throughout. Just a lot of hellos and people not happy about the heat.
No, no one's happy. But we're not happy about the cold. We're not. So when it's cold, we all wonder when's it going to get warm. When it's warm, when's it going to cool off? But yeah, we've got some heat coming.
Well, first, Keith says Big River Crossing and Trail is still open. So
very good.
You, Keith.
Is that Keith Billingsley?
Yes.
Yes, that's my buddy Keith Billingsley. He rides a bike everywhere. I mean, he's logged millions of miles on a bicycle.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thank you for watching, Keith, and thank you for that info.
Yes.
You can ride your bike across that, by the way.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've ridden it bike halfway across, not all the way.
What made you turn around?
Halfway. Oh. You know, you remember, no matter how far you go, you got to go back.
Yes, this is true. Yes. But Sue has a good question. She wants to know what time the red moon tonight is.
And I don't have that. I don't have that info.
Or it's the strawberry moon.
It's back at, well, it's the strawberry moon. Yeah, it's the full moon, strawberry moon. I don't have the peak time, and I should know that. And my apologies. I'll find it and I'll go post it on the Facebook page there. All right.
We will do that for you
anyway,
soon.
Thank you again, Lydian. Thank you. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Ron, as always.
All right, and thank you all for joining us. Hey, get the app. Get the Action News 5 First Alert Weather app, and get the Action News 5 app for Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. You can watch us anytime right there on your streaming device.
Yes.
It's awesome. Anyway, you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you again soon.